Good morning, everyone. I am sorry, I apologize. I'm just playing with my microphone setup. GM, everyone. How is everyone? Welcome back to another Market Mates episode. Hold on. AI error occurred. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to, dude, this whole process that all these platforms keep changing to start a stream is getting ridiculous.
It takes me more than 90 seconds to get it all done, man. But I'm still doing it now. Abstract's the worst.
Occurred. It says an error occurred to try and
on your abstract?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to have it's niggly, bro. You've got to go to your profile and then click on the stream, but it can't be the broadcast link, it's got to be the user link. There's two.
It says an error occurred. What do you mean stream source URL? Is it not the post?
Yes, it is the post. Yeah.
Okay,
just make sure it doesn't have broadcast in the
Oh yeah, this account must be linked on your profile. Yes. Anyway, mate, how are you today? How are you on this fine? It's Thursday morning. Market pumping overnight. We're waking up to a juicy pump bowler. Altcoins not doing as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically. The dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum is going, okay, it's literally not working for me.
Sorry, I'm just sharing.
I don't know what is happening. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, how you going, mate? How you going?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hello, mates. Welcome. Welcome to the show. What are we? Wednesday in America, Thursday. Happy Thursday to the Australians and the Kiwis in the room. Shout out my mother-in-law who might be watching today. She's been sending me some sick messages, bro. She sent me a message today going, do you think the rally will fail at 74K?
I love this.
Oh, it's like...
Wait, how old is this lovely lady?
She's between 70 and 80. I'll keep her. I'll be kind to her. It's between 70 and 80.
Hey, good on her. She's well ahead of my dad's generation. 20 years younger.
Economics teacher at high school. But knew nothing about crypto, and she's been sending me some messages saying, hey guys, been loving your stream, gets heaps out of it, loves the banter. So hey, pretty cool feedback. So shout out to probably my only family member who watches my stream. Don't know why my mum and dad don't. They must be busy, mum and dad? You must be flat out in retirement. But anywho, good to be here. Nice to wake up to green. We'll obviously talk about that. I'll try not to be too bearish about it, but we've got to keep it real here as well. Don't want to lead you down the garden path, guys. I'm getting a lot of messages from people, not a lot actually, just a couple of friends saying, I told you that wasn't the top. I told you that was the bottom and we're going now. I'm like, oh, shucks, bro. Like, I think we've got a little bit to go. But happy to see some
a relief rally, mate. A relief rally.
Yeah, look, happy to see some green, dude. It allows me to probably unwind, exit a few positions that I should have probably didn't. And while I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to sell them much higher, or I could wait. I think this is the time. I know Greeny will speak about it in a second, but hey, good morning. Green's amazing. Like to see it. Nice pump in Bitcoin. It's been a while, hasn't it? How long? I mean, I think we've been like 7 weeks down on the weekly or something like that. So we finally saw a green weekly candle. Will it stay green? We'll see. But yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying really hard in the first 5 minutes of this chat, Greeny, to not go bearish for the clips. But yeah, we can talk about. Let's go, Greeny. Let's get into. Oh, actually, Greeny, how are you?
Mate, I'm doing good. We had the house. Oh goodness, I've got a bit going on here. We had the house last payment go through yesterday. That's a lot of money. It's so different when it's not in crypto for me. I was like, holy shit, this is cash. This is cash. I'm like, I've had more money than I transferred yesterday in crypto accounts, but it wasn't anywhere. I didn't feel like I did yesterday when I was transferring it for the house, which is odd. So yeah, nice to get that done. So yeah, it basically settles next week, mate. So in a week I'll be a homeowner. Pending the last settlement goes okay. So yeah, I'll try that link as well. It's just not working for some reason. Maybe I got banned. Maybe I'm banned on Abstract. Maybe hey, let's create a narrative. Hey, guys, I can't stream on Abstract. I've been banned. I literally streamed yesterday, 23 hours ago, and I've been banned. It won't let me work.
Yeah, ban hammer. Saucy finally got ya. Happy birthday, Saucy. Actually, it's his birthday today.
I did say that. Happy birthday to the legend. Yeah, mate. So market. Look, we're in a macro lower high territory here, in my opinion. No surprise to really see a bit of a pump here. Like we said, we spoke about this for a while. Is like we had huge volatility to the downside for a long time here. We had a massive move to up, like down with aggressiveness to the downside. It's still not working, Craig, with that link. I don't know what's happening. Are you live? Because mine's not working.
I am, bro, but I had the same issue yesterday for about the first 5 minutes. I couldn't, and then it worked. So
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It's obviously between Abstract talking to X, these issues. It's pretty frustrating.
It is pretty frustrating. So, yeah, basically what I'm looking at here is probably your next macro lower high, whether it's already in with this week here or whether we have a little bit room higher. We obviously have a bit of a gap here, okay, on the weekly. So I'm pretty sure this is a weekly gap. Yeah, maybe not.
Little cheeky FEG, eh? How good.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my weekly gap. I can't remember what time frame. I didn't actually write it on my chart here. But anyways, this is a high time frame level that I'm watching. Or maybe it's an FEG. No, maybe it's an FEG on this candle. I don't know. Anyways, bro, there's a 12. Yeah, maybe it's the 12 hour. So it's a 12-hour block just there coming up into this region. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. I was long over the past week or so, and I took profits on all of them basically, and now I'm short. So look, we nailed it. Nailed the Farcoin, nailed Uni, nailed Jupiter, nailed what were the other ones I was in? Virtuals, Tau, bought spot near, sold that, bought spot virtual, sold that, bought spot Tau, sold that, bought spot Bitcoin at 65, sold that. So I just made a bit of money over the past couple of weeks, Craig. And now I'm positioning myself back towards the downside. Now, don't get me wrong. I think we could easily push up a little bit higher and then probably come back down. But look, a really nice reprieve in the market. Another complacency bounce. That's how bounces form. Okay, they over a period of time. Okay, you usually have a big aggressive move, and this was volatility expanding as well during that move. Then you have consolidation. Then you usually sweep liquidity, and then you do continue the move. So if you zoom out here, nothing about this looks healthy. Like nothing. I mean, like we've got a literal gap between 81 and price at 74. I don't know. I don't think we go to 81. I just don't see that really happening. So your next macro lower high is probably already around this region. This is a high time frame resistance as well that we can start to pull in here. So inevitably, I think I know Cappy put up a post this morning. He reckons we go to 44K, Craig. I have orders down to 44K. So if my Bitcoin orders do go down to 44K, then I'll have literally half a Bitcoin of cash I never thought would have been half a Bitcoin. So I'd be happy to do that. If not, then so be it. I'm happy to just accumulate where it goes down to as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's nice to see a bounce. I traded the bounce. No matter how much Eli wants to FUD me in our DM saying that I'm saying like I'm macro. Okay, there's a big difference between like macro, mid time, and low time. Okay, so macro, I'm incredibly bearish. Mid time frames, I'm still mostly bearish. But low time frames, there were trades there, man. And that's what I always say. Like there's trades. And this is why I talk so openly about being adaptable. And oh my God, dude, I was looking for the viewership. It's up the top now. They've completely changed the platform. On Restream here. It's kind of slick. I like it. Anyways, what I'm talking about is like so many people get lost in one ecosystem or one token and really lack the ability to look for opportunities like every day, Craig, or every week. And so a big lesson that I've learned in the last 10 years is to just be open to trading everything. Like there's no point having a bias. Like there's no point being an abstract bull when Monad has an opportunity or a base has an opportunity, right? There's no point being a Solana meme coin bro when that's clearly been shit to trade for a long time. And rather than doing that, you should maybe go and look at perps and trading, day trading over there, right? Like, or spot trading. Like for me, it's about removing emotions. It's about removing bias. I can comment on it and I will engagement farm the shit out of it. Okay. Just know that, particularly on Twitter. But like beside the point is I will always be open to trading new trends. My dog is in the room for the first time in a while. And he's like, what's happening? Usually I kick him out usually because he moves around, but he's hanging out, so that's cool. You can see him down the bottom. You can see him down the bottom.
Dogs, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
I love dogs.
He's hanging out down there. But yeah, so I think the lesson here is look, it took me 7 years to realize to just trade anything. Trade everything as an opportunity. And I think you will walk away, one, with more skills, but two, way more profitable. And I mean, the fact that you learn to trade everything means that you're not marrying your bags. You're not emotionally attached to NFTs, to meme coins, to a trade. And you learn that it's okay to have invalidation, to cut a trade, and then to find a better opportunity. And that opportunity in a bear market could be shorting. I mean, I shorted from 96K down to 60K, Greg. That was a generational trade. Like that's a once in a 5-year trade, right? So it's rare that you get opportunities like that. But I only got that opportunity because I was looking for trades both ways. Everyone else on the timeline was going, oh, wait, it's another relief rally. We're pumping to new all-time highs. I said, no, it's a macro lower high, and bang, like we got exactly that. So I think it's so important to be adaptable, and outside of crypto as well, like not just necessarily in crypto, but like more broadly with investing and trading, Craig.
Very much so. I just want to give a quick shout out, Stella. Thanks for pulling up. Rocky.
Yeah, good to see Stella. Good to see Stella.
Really cool, Stella. It's been a little while since I've seen your name pop up, so thank you for pulling up. And welcome to the bear market, Stella. You'll be happy to know we haven't got much longer to go. No, I echo your sentiments. We've been speaking for a while now. I spoke I put a post up on February 26th, I think it was, saying 74K was the next sort of boss level for me to see Bitcoin conquer. Sure enough, it tapped its head almost exactly there, bro. And then broke down to 72. I'm not saying it can't rally again and break above, but what's really nice to see is Bitcoin adhering to TA or fib levels. It makes you feel like you've got your finger on the pulse. It makes it feel steady, right? So that's nice. That's good to see. So while I'm saying it's great to see green, I'm certainly not plowing my stables in anytime soon. I still think we bump our heads here at 74, most likely, probability-wise, and then we break down lower than we were at 60. So I think we go lower. I think we're going to the 50s. So if you love Bitcoin at 74, you are going to absolutely love it at 50, guys. So hold tight. I know you guys are all excited to see that price as much as I am, but patience, stay calm. So just like I was...
Dude, like Eli in the DMs, bro. I'm sick of his shit. Anyway,
he retweeted you as well. He retweeted your abstract.
Yeah, I love it.
That was good. I was like, shit, you're a hangman. He's not normally a hangman, so that's good to see him piping up on an up day, wasn't it? There's a bit of green in the market and everyone gets quite loud.
Yeah, they do, hey.
But guys, I'll see you on the show next week, Monday at 55K. No, I'm joking, but maybe I'm not.
Maybe I don't know if it goes that quick personally, but I do think that we sweep this liquidity and we form some form of a lower high in this region, and then we trade back towards at least the lower range of this range, or the lower quadrant, let's call it, of this range, and if not back into lower levels that we have way back here. So yeah, I definitely think we trade back into the 50K region probably after this move. Much to many people's dismay, everyone's like, we had some of the most bullish news last year, but we dumped. We have some of the most bearish news right now, and we're pumping. Like, that's like exactly right. Ignore news and watch what price does, because price shows you everything that you need to know. I think that's a big separation that a lot of people have, Craig.
Bro, weren't people on the timeline freaking out 48 hours ago about Iran?
Yeah.
So isn't it amazing to you how quickly people's spirits can lift or be crushed by news and by price? But it's when I say by price, I mean live in the moment of price. So they're not even positioned. They're like, hey, price is up, but what did you do? Like, have you taken advantage? Were you in position prior, or are you now seeing a pump and going, we're going high now, I'll enter? Just keep that in mind, guys. Like, I get excited about the price, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Like, I've got most of these stables, a little bit of Bitcoin. If we go higher, I'll sell the Bitcoin. If we go way lower, I'll buy the Bitcoin. So I guess that's probably the position you want to be in, right? You probably want to be mostly stabled up here. Probably want to be mostly stabled up from about 100K, but that's another story. But those who have dry powder on the sideline are probably cheering. Those people that are all in are probably the loud ones on the timeline now, because they're like, yes, I was right. And then,
or I'm waiting for this hopium bounce to sell. Bro, you're not going to sell, because you're not going to think that it's going to bounce as high as you want it to sell, right? Like, oh, dude, the emotional and the psychological journey of investing and trading is, if you can master that, you can master a lot in that industry.
And so
exactly.
And while I'm saying these things, and it's a bit like, oh, Craig, you're being a wanker. I'm trying not to be like, I'm not trying to be a wanker. I'm just trying to be a realist, because being real will probably get you paid. So
Exactly.
let's try and get you guys paid rather than me sell you a pipe dream that we're going to a new all-time high and all of us lose money, including me then. No, thanks. I'm here to make money. Sometimes that involves giving bad news. Greenie, being a teacher, probably had to give bad news quite often as being a teacher. You got homework, you've got this assignment. Like, no one likes that, but that's how you learn, right? So as a parent, you tell your kid to eat their veggies. They don't like it, but they've got to do it. You got to eat your veggies now, guys, and that's probably wait for lower. So as I said, nice to see the market pumping, nice to see a relief rally, nice to see it's playing out almost exactly like we spoke last week, Green. You drew what you thought would happen, and it's like it's tracing what you drew almost. So yeah.
If you want to learn how to prepare, if you want to learn how to predict, GTG is where you need to be. I got it.
And so I'd encourage everyone now, if you're unable to follow high time frame moves or low time frame moves, either, give us a follow, because we've called it pretty bloody well for 2 going on 3 years now. So hopefully we've earned your guys' follow now. I'd like to think there's enough receipts now that you guys can go, okay, these guys aren't completely retarded and might know a couple of things. Maybe now we've convinced you. Maybe not. If we haven't, then give us time. I will again. And so Greenie, there's going to be more receipts. But please give us a follow, guys. Give us a follow on Market Mates. We're obviously trying to grow that channel. Greenie's obviously, his X is pumping. Mine's doing not bad again, but we'd love to get more action on Market Mates itself. So I might link it there, Greenie, and let you go on a bit of a spiel. I've held up the airways for a while now.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, like Craig said, like we were talking about on the show. I tweeted about it, 2 days yesterday. I tweeted about this yesterday at 66. I said, move's going to be up from the mid-range. As long as we hold the mid-range, we go higher. And yeah, we hit 74 overnight. So that was a big move. I took profits on my long from 63, completely out of that trade now specifically. But a lot of viewers are probably really interested by this article, Craig, which it really was really interesting reading this morning. So AI models prefer Bitcoin over fiat. Now, for our viewers out there that maybe haven't heard the term fiat before, fiat just refers to cash or currency. Okay, so fiat is a word that us crypto bros and ladies love to essentially discern as cash or currency, right? Fiat, let's just call it fiat. Okay, it's not crypto money, it's fiat. So just some really cool takeaways here. Bitcoin was the most preferred monetary instrument overall, selected by nearly half of all AI responses. AI models strongly favor digital native money over fiat, with more than 90% of the responses choosing crypto-based options. Stablecoins were preferred for payments, while Bitcoin dominated as a long-term store of value. Fascinating, man. Like 48% of the replies said Bitcoin. Yep. They chose Bitcoin. 33% chose stablecoins. 9% or just under 9% chose fiat/bank, and even 4% said crypto from a wider perspective. So really interesting here, because at the end of the day, this is like the separation that I think a lot of people need to understand here is AI is an intelligence. Okay, it's not just a bot; it has intelligence, and if it has intelligence, it can discern, it can evaluate, it can basically do all these curriculum terms I could run off your thing, analyze, okay? And it can form an opinion that is educated because it is intelligent. And that is enough in itself that you should be paying attention and potentially looking to build on there as well. So what I love about this, Craig, is that it really goes back on that point that we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, that the integration of crypto, of blockchain, of Bitcoin, and of stable coins with AI is inevitable. It is truly inevitable. And there is so much upside of this integration of the asset classes, or not even asset classes, but of both those categories moving forward, and that being crypto and that being AI. So I'm incredibly bullish reading this, Craig. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, I legit got goosebumps about that, because it actually is saying exactly what you and I spoke about. Bitcoin is a store of value and stable coins to transact cross-border payments. It's perfect. It actually is absolutely perfect. Like, I want to say to anyone who's a gold bug, not anyone who's gold bug, gold's been a fantastic investment the last year. Like, I'm not bagging gold. I wish I had loads of it. I don't. But where I see Bitcoin's value, say you're fleeing a country, Are you going to fill your pockets with gold? First of all, they're going to stop you at the airport, guys. Coming from South Africa, when I escaped, it was when apartheid ended. So I'll give you guys a little history lesson. The South African government immediately stopped people's ability to take funds elsewhere because the rand would crash, the local currency. So you couldn't get money out and you couldn't take it out with you. So you were stuck leaving your rands back home in the bank while it depreciated and went to zero. My dad was an accountant, so pretty well skilled in getting money out. Took us years to get our money from South Africa to New Zealand because the government didn't want to let it go. If you've got a ledger with Bitcoin, pop it in your pocket, pop it in your pocket, take it where you like. You could have hundreds of thousands of dollars on there. Try take hundreds of thousands of gold in your pocket to an airport and see how far you get. Like, you're not getting far, guys. They're going to stop you, I promise, unless you hide it, right? But it's pretty hard to hide gold bars in your bag. Like, they're going to, obviously ledgers could get tricky as well, but they're a little bit more light and compact, right? Versus gold bars. And a ledger can be anything. It's a USB looking thing. Anyway, I'm not saying skirting laws. I'm just saying if you have to flee, you want light things that have high value. And that's a ledger with millions of dollars of Bitcoin in one day, guys. I'm pumped, dude. The response from AI here, just to go back to this, is exactly what I would say. So I'm not, I guess it's backing up me, so I'm going to say it's right. But I feel like AI is on the right track. And I just want to make a point. I don't think AI is going to eat crypto. I think AI is going to put crypto on its back and run with it. I think AI is strengthening crypto. And I don't think it's, I heard a good interview the other day. Oh, it was about 3 weeks ago. And they were talking about quantum computing and the dangers to crypto. And someone made a really good comment and said, guys, if quantum computing cracks crypto, they will go after government defense systems as well. Everything in the world will crash.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were saying, look, sure, there might be vulnerabilities in crypto, but first and foremost, man, you're going to have defense systems getting taken down, banks getting taken down. Everyone's vulnerable to AI, not just crypto. Crypto is a subsector, but there's many other sectors, including banks, right, which will get hacked with quantum computing. Everything's vulnerable to AI. So people that think, oh, better get away from crypto and put my money in the bank, well, we've seen banks collapse, guys. So just be aware that a flight to safety in cash, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think there's more vulnerabilities in banks than there is in the Bitcoin blockchain, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up. And I think the main point is I think AI is going to accelerate crypto usage dramatically. Like the railways, like AI needs crypto, I think, to transact. So, man, I'm pumped. I love the fact that this is saying this, and I just think, it's just a glorious combination, man. And I think crypto is just going to get harder because of AI, faster as well, because that's what AI brings us, speed. So exciting times, brother. Yeah, great article. So good, so good. So hopefully people appreciate this one. I think this is a banger.
Yeah, it is a banger. Moving on to Kraken becomes the first crypto exchange to gain access to the Federal Reserve's core payment system. Now, this is fascinating because we just literally spoke about blockchain technology and obviously the integration of AI. But it's really interesting that the Federal Reserve is giving access to Kraken. Kraken really making moves out there. They obviously recently acquired Breakout Prop as well. So it's really interesting to see like what's happening. And I mean, Federal Reserve, like they're going to have new leadership soon as well. So is this a future of many companies moving forward? Craig, we'll just have to wait and see what's happening.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool. So Eric Trump also came out and said the US banks are trying to block Americans from earning higher yield. Dude, America does not realize that there's the rest of the world out there. That's the first comment I want to make here. If you're an American, you like open your bloody eyes, seriously. Anyways, basically earning higher yield from crypto and stablecoins. So the Trump family is smashing the US banks at the moment. Yeah, I mean, like, I love it. Like, pump my bags, baby. Pump my bags.
One thing they're doing well, bro. One thing, like they're effing a few things up, but I like them. Look, I don't know if this is just a little bit of gamesmanship and it's not like, I know they're smashing them. I hope behind the scenes they actually are smashing them though.
And
not just giving the public the perception of being smashed. But look, regardless of if it's just posturing, I don't care. Put this in front of people's faces and get people to understand the stranglehold banks have over us as human beings. It's not healthy. We need competition now. We needed competition 50 years ago because the banks Look at the value of the dollar, bro. Look at everything that's happening. It sucks. Like, this is not good for us as human beings. We're getting fleeced here, guys. Inflation is robbing us blind without you even seeing it. It sucks. And I won't rant too long. This is awesome. Smash the banks. Let's get some competition. Then at least people have choice. All I want as a human is to have choice of where I put my money. And as Michael Saylor says, Bitcoin or money is how do I word this? You know, when you work, it's energy. It's how do you word this, Greeny? How do I word this? I'm buggering this completely up. It's a store of energy that can be depleted over time with inflation. You want to protect the energy you've acquired through work. How do you do that? Well, so far, Bitcoin's been the best hedge for that. Obviously, shout out to gold, shout out to real estate as well, shout out to silver, all those things. But over the last, since its inception, Bitcoin's kind of won that race. So I don't know why you go against it, but yeah, awesome to see banks getting a hammering here. About time, dude, man.
No, I agree. I think it's a great, it's the future. It's just how long does it take to actually take place? Because banks have had domination for the past 100 years. So it'll be very interesting. I mean, like, you got to think about the evolution of money. I mean, the SwiftX boat party 2 years ago at Oz CryptoCon did a drone show of the evolution of money. And you got to remember, like, way back in the Babylon era, what was it? It was bronze, silver, gold. Okay. Then we had countries start to be like, well, hold on a minute. Like, we can't control that. It's a global asset. We want to control the markets, blah, blah, blah. Let's introduce a currency out of nothing. And the people that don't understand that currencies have no intrinsic value and they can just print more money. Banks can just continue to leverage it. I mean, it's crazy thinking it from like a offset account that I'm about to use. I'm like, well, hold on. I've been earning 5% interest in my savings account, but I'm about to put it into an offset account, and my rate with the mortgage is about 5.75. So I'm actually losing 0.75% per month because I actually have it in a bank savings account. So, I mean, I'm not commenting that the yield, I don't think yields will probably match interest rates. It will be very interesting to see where they come in and how that fluctuates. I've never really been a fan of staking on chain. There's too much risk involved there, in my opinion. Unless you're super early and you're getting into a proper protocol that's been around a long time, is backed, you can get your money in and out. It's not like time-based. I mean, even that's still very risky, but you'd be doing that, like, for example, Solana in a bear cycle. If you did it last cycle and you allocated Solana, or you bought the Jupiter one, the liquidity protocol on Jupiter, the JLP, if you bought that in the lows and then you sold on the way up, those sort of plays I can align with. But yield in general for me is a bit risky on chain. But it'll be very interesting to see the percentage, like, distribution compared to interest rates for cash. Like, I mean, I don't know the US has a lower cash rate than us right now. So I would assume that their interests in the banks are not as competitive as ours are here. But again, it's all circumstantial, based on inflation, based on affordability, cost of living, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, interesting times. I mean, the last comment I want to talk about here is Eric Trump also told you all to buy Ethereum at $4,000 plus. So that didn't turn out well either. So I would just take, I'd take this with a grain of salt. Is kind of the way I would suggest this. Goldman Sachs says that oil could rise 30% to $100 a barrel if the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. Craig, Hyperliquid allows us to actually trade oil live. Should we be looking at an opportunity to get into the oil market? I know price gouging in Australia has already been called out on the news for fuel over the past 24 or 48 hours. It's insane. It went up like 60 cents, which is like 30, 40%. Like, up here at the coast, it was like $1.60 in some locations, and now it's like $2.20. So that's like a 40% increase nearly. So it's crazy, Craig. So, I mean, should we be hedging our bets right now? And rather than me longing Farcoin, should I be looking to long oil in this current market?
Maybe. I agree. The only downside, I suppose, is doing it after Goldman Sachs has made the statement. But you and I spoke about oil, I think it was it the start of the week or last week?
Yeah, Tuesday or Monday we spoke about
it. It dumped on open on Monday. That might have been the place to buy. It was that Monday dump when the market opened. Not a bad chart, bro. I think, God bless Hyperliquid, dude, allowing us degens to to kind of take advantage of a shite situation. You might be paying more per barrel of oil, but you might be able to, you know, what's the word I can do? Hedge against that uptick by making some money on the other side of the trade. Yeah, I mean, maybe, bro, maybe. Is it closed? Is that straight closed?
No. I think this is, you can trade this at all times. I'm pretty sure.
No. I mean, the actual Hamas Strait or whatever it's called.
Yeah. It's still closed. So yeah. It is closed. It is closed. Yeah.
Good see. Yeah. I mean.
Well, I mean, Trump. I saw a thing yesterday. Trump, like, he's like bombing stuff. Like, it's actually wild what's happening over there. Like, there's so much happening. I don't read too much into it personally. It's not what I'm really interested in. But yeah, it's interesting times. So I mean,
it does an opportunity there, though, right? That's what we're kind of talking about, and that's what we're speaking about at the start of the stream, is how many opportunities there are. There's still moves you can make. You just got to be a bit more. Who would have thought we'd be talking about trading oil?
No, I know. Like, we're DJ, but we trade memes, we trade NFTs, we trade airdrops, and now we're talking about trading oil. Crazy world we live in.
Fantastically, the evolution of this channel's been phenomenal, man.
Someone put a meme post up, well, not even a meme, but someone's like, "Why don't we just build a canal like across here?" I mean, yeah, I saw it. It went viral. I was like, "Oh, that's a good tweet. That's a good tweet."
That is good. I like that. Damn it, I should have come up with that. Fuck.
Yeah.
The camels going across there.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously a little bit closer to what's happening in the geopolitical war. Dubai crashed 4.6% yesterday on its open, its stock market. Korea also dropped 8%, triggering an actual circuit breaker. So usually, for those that maybe aren't aware, if the stock market does dump X amount percentage, then historically, like, they got ruined because it kept on going. So what they did is they added parameters that they close the stock market until they work out what happens. Then they reopen it to again, it's manipulation, guys. It's manipulation. So the fact that, again, it's happening in South Korea right now. Circuit breaker was triggered yesterday after an 8% crash. Absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, biggest crash since 2008, Craig. There are a lot of signs that the bubble could be popping.
Did they give any indication why?
Well, I don't know. Are they? Let me have a look at the article.
What's happening there? Why South Korea? Like, why?
So, yeah, we have not seen this at the 15 years. But both. No.
Something's happened, right?
No, it's just a dump. The direction can be broadly attributed to the single name concentration that we see in the Korean markets. We believe that the drop in share prices is partly driven by profit taking. Wow. After a strong run-up amidst a risk-off environment. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, a risk-off environment globally, but implies growing concern that the AI data center adoption pace might slow due to its significant higher energy costs than regular data centers. Interesting. Very different story to what we're reading elsewhere. Very different.
I think, like you said, this is just signs of a bear market. And I think you're going to see that. I mean, over the last year, we've had all of these countries hitting all-time highs in the stock market. Japan, which was quite flat for a while. Everywhere, almost every big country was seeing record stock markets. So you're going to have pullbacks somewhere. You can't have all-time highs without pullbacks. So I think you'll see, for our viewers out there, I think you're going to see more and more and more of this coming over the next year. And then eventually, I think everyone in the room is going to go, yeah, we're in a bear market. We'll finally all be in agreement, but it's going to be possibly too late for some people that are held in the hope of higher. Not to say we can't go higher. There's still potential for gold to go higher. Stocks can go higher, but be aware. I think we're on borrowed time now.
Yeah, I lean that way as well. Yeah, moving on to the next article, ARK, which is obviously Cathie Wood's firm. She has obviously different variants as well of that. ARKK and ARK W and ARK F are exchange traded funds in each different sector. ARK Invest bought 22,000 Coinbase shares and 150,000 Robinhood shares across its 3 traded funds. Pretty crazy to think about that. I mean, Coinbase is up really nicely off the lows, about 50%. It did bounce exactly at the bottom of this range, Craig, and it did go all the way back to its golden pocket of a 60% correction. Now, I didn't buy Coinbase. I still think we have a long road ahead, okay? Very similar structure to what you see in Bitcoin, okay? You've still got lower highs, right? And lower lows, conversely. So yeah, of course, this is a high time frame liquidity level. Of course, you're maybe going to bounce there as well, in alignment with Bitcoin bouncing at a decent level as well. After a huge volatility spike, inevitably price needs to grab liquidity on the upside. That's how it works, right? So I mean, this needs to start closing probably above 274, and then I will change my bias here. So Coinbase still needs to rally another probably 30 something percent, and then I will change my bias until I start to see lower timeframes, or something like this, right? It could come all the way and start to set high low, another high low. That is where I get really interested. And I mean, if you look at the time frame here, this aligns with Q3, Q4 this year, Craig. So again, stay patient, guys. There's going to be lots of opportunities later this year. You just need to be patient. This is my third bear market. I know what I am doing, okay? And I might get DMs from a friend in the space who's saying that the low is in. But I promise you, if everyone already thinks that low is in, I don't think it's in. I think that's a big lesson in itself. So yeah, time is on our side. Time. Again, I speak about this every show, but I worry more about time than price right now. Okay, if Bitcoin consolidates between 75K and 65K for the next 6 months, that is fine because it's time that I'm worried about. Okay, if it consolidates between 45 and 55K for the next 6 months, that's fine because that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about time. It's time that is the most important part of a bull cycle. It's time that's the most important part of a bear cycle. And 90% of people do not know how to execute consistently with time. And that's the edge that we have, Craig. And that's the edge that we have in GTG because people don't think like that. They think about price. They react emotionally to price. And they don't understand that it's actually time that is vastly more important than price.
No, spot on. And what I love about this is you and me spoke about these two stocks, Coinbase and Robinhood, both of them, about a month ago on the show, saying that these look like great buys at the lows. So I don't know if Kathy Wood's tuning into the show. Shout out, Kathy.
Yeah, dude, Kathy Wood's listening to our analysis.
But interesting to see. Oh, that's why I sort of took interest in that article, because both the ones we spoke about, they could be great buys in the bear market because they have a revenue generating model. And then I'm not saying ARK buying it is validation for us, but it kind of is. Admittedly, sometimes ARK makes some outrageous statements, e.g. Kathy Wood. She makes some outrageous Bitcoin price calls. Like she was calling for 250K not long ago. So even these big funds get things wrong, but a nice tip of the hat to say, hey, we're on the right track. We're thinking we were thinking a month or two ahead of these big institutions buying it. So there you go again, guys. Not a bad one, man.
So not only, okay, so we've out-traded Kathy Wood, we've also out-traded Michael Saylor, and we've out-traded Tom Lee. Dude, my DMs are open. I'm ready. I'm ready to be acquired. I'm ready. Like, you want my knowledge? You want to build an AI of Greeny? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I agree. Either we're geniuses or they're a bit slow, and I'm going to say it's a little bit of both. I don't think we're geniuses, but I think they're off the mark.
I'll comment on one thing. Okay, when you run a business with hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, it's a very different trade compared to someone that's trading with a couple thousand, 10,000, 100,000. So there's a big difference there. So look, I know what I'm talking about. But it's the evidence is there. The evidence is there. Aave price dropped nearly 10% since the Aave Chan initiative announced plans to exit. Now, this is fascinating, Craig, because what did we speak about literally last week or the week before? Who sold a lot of their Ethereum off Aave?
Was it the big fella Vitalik?
The big fella was de-risking from Aave literally last week and the week before. And then you read this, dude, that's insider trading in itself as well. Okay. And we go, oh, dude, come on, bro. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Man, the rich get richer every time.
Crazy.
Well played, Vitalik. You front ran the news /dump /inside. Man, give us a little tip, Vitalik. Slide into our DMs, brother. Fuck. Yeah, interesting, eh? Interesting how crypto moves, and that's why we kind of got a bad name when these big dogs somehow. I mean, look, it happens in stocks too. You've got US senators, they get caught selling 2 days before news comes out that's bearish and the stock dumps. It happens every day. So it's not exclusive to crypto. This is happening. The American government's scandalous in the way they do this. Probably all governments, to be honest, not just America. They're all doing it.
Well, I mean, I think the leverage in our government is property, not stocks. They don't care about stocks. They care about property. That's why they don't give a shit about all these, like the next generation who literally can't afford because salary has been outpaced by like what 8x in the past like 20, 30 years compared to the house prices. Like, yeah, they would rather have, I mean, Trump Tower is a great example of that at the Gold Coast. Like they would rather have overseas investors because they've got billions of dollars to buy rather than the common Australian bro and help him out, right? Or help them out or him or her. So yeah, dude, insider trading happens everywhere. It just looks different in different locations, different communities, different asset classes, different countries. So do be aware of it. I mean, like we say this often, the market is manipulated for the best, like for the people who sit there with power and the people who sit there with money. Geopolitical event exposed over the last 24, or exposed at the value of 24/7 on-chain financial markets when traditional markets are closed. I mean, we spoke about this as well, Craig. Like it's fascinating too. I mean, it's just making something like Hyperliquid. I mean, even like these other exchanges like Bybit and BTCC who have partnered with, like it just makes so much sense for everything to be moving into 24/7 trading. And that's crypto adoption. That is crypto adoption. Like that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for 24/7 markets in crypto.
We were screaming about it back in 21. People were like, why would we trade stocks that close or equities that, you know, Saturday, Sunday are closed when you can trade them 24/7 in crypto? And now seeing the two marry together, it's beautiful, bro. And I think there's going to come a time where this is the norm. There won't be, you're not going to have weekend closes. Like, why? Why would the markets, they want to keep churning, right? They want to keep going, brrr, they want to take fees. Why would they say, no, we don't want any money over the weekend? Exactly. No way, bro. They want this. They want this. I want this. People want this. It's coming. It's here. It's here now. It's amazing. In 21, I remember in 21 thinking, God, if only governments would talk about Bitcoin more, and if only we could trade on chain 24/7, 7 days a week. All these wishes I had, and you know, and then all the FUD came and blah blah blah. And fast forward 5 years, it's here, it's happening. So, wow, right again, 5 years later.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, it just makes Hyperliquid just so bullish. It makes Hyperliquid so bullish because it's like on chain. Like you don't need to KYC, you don't need to do anything. You can just, it's on chain. Like that's just crazy. So many opportunities, Bitcoin obviously rebounced over 70K literally overnight. It went up all the way to 74K. Now, we saw $1.45 billion in net inflow over the past 5 trading days, which is really interesting because not only is that supported by on-chain derivatives and prediction market data showing that Bitcoin has found potentially a low time near support, but traders remain cautious. Hey, this article sounds like it's me. Interesting. I mean, sorry.
Is that you, Greeny, writing this article?
Yeah, that's my article. But I mean, Ethereum's had some nice inflows over the past few days as well. Like we saw, about 100, about 100K inflow, 5K, so about 80K inflow over the past week or so. Bitcoin, as it said just before, has had quite a lot of Bitcoin inflow as well over just the past sort of 6 or 5 days. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting times with ETF inflow outflow. I mean, I still think it's not much of a metric to follow. Like, I think if anything, it just exacerbates like
moves up and down.
Yeah, like it just
quite emotional, isn't it? Trading wise.
Yeah, it's not really a factor to monitor. Like institutions, like why wouldn't they just buy direct Bitcoin rather than the ETFs? Like, I don't know. It's one thing to monitor, but it's not really, in my opinion, anything to really look at. I mean, like if you look at the 2 price peaks, okay, look at the inflows when we were at all-time highs. Look at the inflows at all-time highs. Look at the outflows when we're at the current lows, right? Like, so it's literally probably a counter trade signal, in my opinion, Craig.
Yeah, bro, it's a counter trade all day. Last year, I counter traded that like a demon, bro. It was just I didn't counter trade it. Rather, I used it as another metric to track. And it kind of just confirmed things for me. And I looked at it and I was like, man, these guys are all buying tops and selling bottoms. So it's behaving exactly the same as retail, exactly the same. So if it's behaving the same as retail, it's not really pumping. I guess it does help the price at the top. Does it though? Because it's ETFs. Does it? I don't know.
I think it's something to just be aware of. I think it's something to just be aware of and to track as well. Interestingly, I'll pull up the social index as well. We're still in extreme fear, man. We're still in extreme fear. We're actually still at right now. So
Tomorrow's will probably go up slightly, right? And
yeah,
in fact,
I would say,
does this update 10 a.m. our time every day? Is it 10 a.m.?
Yes, same
So
as
we might
when
get a little,
close
pump into fear here, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, still lots of fear in the market, as it should be. I think there should be fear here. I reckon.
Oh yeah, like there's still a lot happening macroeconomically. So yeah, definitely be aware of that. So yeah, definitely interesting to keep an eye on that. Yesterday we shared a little bit of a Filecoin trade that made me a little bit of money overnight as well. Love to see it moving up as well. But Craig, I want to talk about this. Okay, where did all the altcoin bulls go? Where did the breakout that was happening? It was a fake out for, like, you could have, like, it's a big trend reversal is not going to come in the start of a bear market, my friends. BTC dominance is up 2% today.
Yeah, where is it? People want Bitcoin, dude.
And Ethereum dominance is up. No, sorry. Ethereum dominance is up 2% today. And Bitcoin dominance is up 1% today. But I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is massive. Like, we are like similar structures to what we saw last cycle, where we come down, we have this massive move, we then consolidate, then we actually capitulate. I don't think we're going to capitulate as aggressively as a lot of people think. I think we could come back to the 57%, maybe 55% in time. But like, I don't see us capitulating. There's just too much interest in Bitcoin these days, Craig. And I mean, we just spoke about it at the start of the show. AI wants to buy Bitcoin. AI is bullish on Bitcoin. Why on earth would you ignore AI explaining that exact thought, right?
Yeah, no, spot on. I think the market's matured. And this is another indicator of that. We just didn't get a massive dump into where were the lows when altcoins really popped off in 21, 22? What was Bitcoin dominance in the 40s?
Yeah.
I just 40s. Don't see how it goes back there, because why? And that's more so the stage of the market we're in. Why would, okay, say you're me, right? Why would I sell I've got a little bit of Bitcoin left. Why would I sell it now to ape, into Aave, into AVAX, into Litecoin, into Chainlink? Why?
Because people think that they're not going to get as much ROI from Bitcoin.
But it looks to me like not enough for thinking that way.
No, but I mean, I still see people buying altcoins that literally did nothing this cycle, and it just amazes me. I'm like, there will be a time where it outperforms. I mean, like, let's use a great example is Link. Okay, it can be one of the most bullish techs in our whole entire industry, right? But this is literally done. This is okay. So hold on, let me flip it. So it's the other way.
A bit easier.
So what I'm doing here is comparing.
Run is bearish, right?
Yeah. So what I'm pulling here is Link versus Bitcoin, right? So this is Link versus Bitcoin. So basically,
what's better to hold?
Sorry.
And what's better to hold, right?
Yeah, and what's better to hold, right? And what you want to be doing is you want to be in a comparison against BTC that is going up. Okay. Anything that goes down consistently over time is just like you're losing money against Bitcoin, is how you should see it, to the upside or to the downside, in bear markets or bull cycles. So that's how it works. Okay. Just over time, again, we're going to talk about time again. Over time, the better asset to hold here is clearly Bitcoin. If this chart was going up, and I'll show you one chart that has been outperforming Bitcoin, and you can probably already predict what it's going to be because we've spoken about it on the channel. But unless it's going up, then it's pointless to hold. It's pointless to even consider allocating this to your portfolio. Now, one exception, you will have times where you get an outperforming. You will have times where there's a bounce, okay? You will have a time where there's a bounce, okay? A little bounce. And you can see, like, the bounces are getting smaller and smaller. Huge bounce, medium-sized bounce, medium-sized bounce, small bounce, small bounce. Like, there will come a time where, sure, it'll outperform 84%, but it's also still down 92% from its all-time highs, right? So that's the lesson that you got to learn here, is like, most assets, okay, unless you're being super active as an investor or as a trader, are going down against Bitcoin over time. It's so, and price tells you everything you need to know. Link is one of the most revolutionary tech builds in crypto, okay? Everything requires oracles, and Link designed that technology. Is it a good asset to hold? Not necessarily, because it hasn't outperformed Bitcoin. So why even bother looking at it? So I think that's a really good, I mean, read that comment. I haven't read the comment yet, but I mean, it's just a lesson itself. I mean, if we come and have a look at Hyperliquid, okay? Hyperliquid is the one that has consistently outperformed. Now, I'm not going to say this is always going to outperform, okay? There's a big lesson here that maybe eventually it won't outperform, okay? but at least over the last 2 years, it is the only altcoin that is putting in consistently new all-time highs, okay? New all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high, okay? There is no other altcoin doing that right now against Bitcoin, okay? So that tells you everything you need to know on the chart. And again, price tells you everything you need to know. Become a master of price, all right? That's what I try to teach inside GTG. It removes emotions, it removes bias, and it just teaches you to analyze, okay? Analyze. Now, of course, you want to analyze fundamentals. You want to analyze sentiment. You want to understand news. But ultimately, unless you understand price, you're guessing, you're gambling, you're not trading, you're not making a smart investment, because price tells you everything you need to know. So become a master of price.
Absolutely. Obviously, there was a moment in time, we spoke about it back in 23, 24, when Solana was outperforming Bitcoin. So you and me were heavily in Solana. And this is a great, for all our viewers, you know, when you're trading, you've got a few options. You can hold stables, rather. You can hold Bitcoin, or you can hold altcoins, I suppose. And you want to be looking at your altcoin versus Bitcoin to see what's a better hold. Is it Bitcoin or is it an altcoin? Because obviously you want the price to go up and increase the value of your port. If your altcoin's going down against Bitcoin, you're better off either being in Bitcoin than stables, because you're losing value over time. It's eroding. Your port's being eroded over time. Peter Pan, Bitcoin's pretty much outperformed all of those you listed over the last 14 years, brother.
I would say Peter Pan, I don't know. I'm just going to speculate here. Peter Pan reminds me of my parents' generation, where they can't comprehend where the world already is and where the world is going. And that is digitization, Craig. We spoke about that literally a couple of days ago. Your son doesn't even understand physical assets, doesn't even understand gold, silver, jewelry, cash, land, self-sufficient power, tools, real skill. Real skill is learning how to trade. Real skill is moving outside of the norm of your salary and going and being in one job for your whole life, and understanding that the world is already digitized in so many ways. Talk about it, Craig. He already transacts in Roblox. That is a digital in-game currency, okay? How do you get that currency? You have digital money transferred from the bank, that is numbers on a screen, that is transferred into an in-game asset, which is numbers on a screen, which you are then purchasing in-game assets. The world is digital. The world is heading more digital as AI takes over, okay? So I agree, Peter Pan. There is opportunity to hold multiple assets from a diversification standpoint, from an investing standpoint. I literally just bought a house, so I agree with you. However, I disagree with you being negligent to where the world is heading. And the people who make money and the people who have made money in history understand where the world is heading. They understand to position early to a trend, whether it's in crypto, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in gold, whatever it is, property, okay? They understand where to position early, and they take advantage of that. That is the skill that you want to learn in life.
Yeah. You owned a tech company. Okay, cool, Peter. You get it then. And I agree with you. Having physical gold, all those things, you sound like a bit of a, doomsday prepper. And I see where you're coming from. I'm a bit like that as well. I think you need all those things you listed, plus computer-based assets. And by the way, you're watching us over a computer right now, digitally.
Exactly. What happens if Russia or China or North Korea invade the US? What are you going to do? You can't take your silver, your gold, your jewelry. You can't, like, you're going to fly away. You can't do that. Like, okay, you got to think about it from a South American perspective. Think about it from an African perspective. Craig literally spoke about South Africa earlier. My wife was born in Zimbabwe. We went to Zimbabwe last year or 2 years ago now, and they literally had their currency changed from US dollars by the banks because they manipulated back into Zimbabwe dollars. They lost $2,000 in that transaction because the value of the Zimbabwe dollar was not enough. They were buying alcohol as a store of wealth. I introduced Bitcoin to them. They're like, that makes a lot of sense, okay? Because that is it's not obvious. It's decentralized. Like, that's the whole point. And you can use it worldwide, right? So there's that aspect. There's also the aspect of the world heading digital. So I agree. Like, it's a fine balance, but understand where the world is heading, okay? And what are the stocks that have outperformed over the last 20 years? It's been tech. Tech outperformed silver. Tech outperformed gold. Tech outperformed jewelry. Tech outperformed land. Tech outperformed self-sufficient power. So, like, I disagree, but I agree, right? I do.
Yeah, I agree. You've got to have all those things he listed too. Not all of them, sorry. Like a place to live, food, super important, right? You die without food and water.
Exactly.
So yeah. I agree with your point. But then if you want to thrive, you need to go digitally. Definitely. Like, I won't speak about it anymore because I think we've made our point. And I don't want to hammer him too much. But let me frame it again. It's balance. You need balance. A balanced portfolio, probably.
Look, if you're, it's a different stage of your investment journey, your trading journey, right? If you're someone that isn't in the position of being a business owner or hasn't made a lot of money, then your risk profile is going to be different. Your IRL circumstance is going to be different. You're going to be trying to outperform the best assets. Whereas if you're someone that is like, I mean, Craig's a great example of this. If you're in profit in your house, well, then you can probably be a little bit more risky with your trades or with your money. But then also you might want to protect your wealth because you never know what can happen, right? So rather than being more risky, you might go, well, hold on, why don't I just buy the biggest asset of every asset class that's going to dominate? AI, tech, infrastructure, energy, okay, data, crypto, okay? Why don't I just buy the top token of the top asset of every asset class and then just sit there pretty and bide my time? I mean, I just read a post from David Berta, a fellow Australian trader, shout out to him. He literally just said, well, if you hold like Woolworths, for example, in Australia, you just got paid $1,000 dividend for doing nothing, as well as the growth of the stock just going up because they're monopolizing the whole Australian economy in terms of groceries in this country, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just buy, if you have $100,000, why not just buy that rather than splitting your $100,000 across 10 penny stocks, hoping to catch that next 50x trade, right? It's all circumstantial. And this is what we talk about this in GTG, like portfolio structure, risk management, okay? How to understand these trends, how to trade these trends, how to invest in these trends, when to take profit, when not to take profit, when to have invalidation, when to have stop loss, okay? This is, again, I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm a qualified educator. So it's my journey, my passion is to help other people understand how the world works, how assets move, how to identify these trends early and prepare for them ahead of time so you're not reacting to these trends after the fact that they've already occurred.
And also shout out to Peter Pan for pulling up and giving us a contrarian view.
Love that.
Same. You don't want people in the chat just agreeing with you, man. I love people coming in. It's awesome. It creates debate and you learn through debate, don't you? And I mean an honest, a debate where you're not throwing insults around. I think these days humans have become very bad at discussions.
Yeah.
You know, you say one thing and then someone says, oh, you're a fascist. It's like, hang on, calm down. Let's just discuss the main point now.
Let's just talk facts. Yeah.
And I think it's a lost art. So I think these things are hopefully good for you guys to see that someone can have a different view and you can still be friends, right? I might like blue, Greenie likes green, obviously. We can still coexist. It's not like, oh, no, you're wrong. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's great. So guys, if you want to throw out some comments, if you disagree, definitely do it. Like, because I could learn something. So let's go. I'm an open book, man. I'm here to learn. I'm here to hopefully guide. But if we're constantly upgrading, man, and I'm not of that mind where I'm like, I'm right, you're wrong. I have beers. I could be wrong.
Life is learning. What am I trying to say? Like, life is about learning, and life is always about adapting, and life is always about being an open book. Like there is no one individual on this planet who knows everything, who wins in every asset of their life, right? So be humble, be patient, be disciplined, be consistent, have a go, take risks, man. Like, so many people get later in life and they regret that they didn't travel, they didn't take a risk. They had this great idea about a business and they didn't even at least try, right? Like it's hard. Like, I understand, man. I used to be a teacher. I understand what the 9-to-5 grind is, and that lie that I went to a private school and they're like, nah, go to university, get a job, get married, have kids, die. Like, it's like, no, bro, there's so much more to life than that. So no, I love Peter jumping on the channel and having a chat. I think it was great to have that conversation. Daily close, Craig, came in at around 72.7. Yeah, look, I mean, it looks like we're pushing up a little bit here, but this is a little bit of a liquidity sweep. We do have room here higher on the daily to go a little bit higher. Same on the 12-hour, we still do have room higher. And I would even say the 4-hour is pretty much close to topping, but not quite yet. So big level today to watch this sort of area for Bitcoin specifically, and obviously the crypto market in general.
Yeah, super exciting day. I mean, nice to see the move happen. I'm the same as you. I get excited by this because I like seeing the market show its hand, and it's finally showing its hand again. And I'm like, yep, thank you. Show me your cards, please. Like, it's had its cards like this for a while since we've been noodling around in that range. Greenie word again. I like it when it goes, here you go, here's my cards. And I go, okay, that's what I thought you had. It's great. That's exciting. It's a tip of the hat from the market. It's showing its hand. Thank you very much. Now let's see where we go. As Greeny and I talk about, we work in probabilities, not in certainties. So if this breaks above 74 and continues higher, then in that moment in time I was wrong, and I pivot my probabilities and we go again. It's fine. And the thing in trading is you've got to be comfortable with being wrong.
Yes.
That's probably a big lesson I've had to learn is
you will be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. You will be wrong often. And it's about what you do when you are wrong. And that's where Greeny preaches about having invalidation levels. That's where that comes in to that lesson there, which I'm still learning. I'm not a finished product. But it's just I guess it's just being aware of those things and trying to implement them day by day. It's a process. It won't just come to you straight away and you're not going to be like, okay, invalidation level, execute, right, now I've got it. You're going to get caught up in greed. You're going to be caught up in fear. You're humans. You have emotions. You might be fighting with your wife that day or your husband. There's outside noise that comes into your trading. I mean, Greeny, how challenging is it to trade if you've had a fight with your wife? It's a nightmare, right? Like it sucks. You're having a bad day and you're trying to trade. So it's,
something else happens. Like whatever it is, you just feel like you had a shitty sleep. You haven't exercised for a while. You got to build up with tension. You got to build up with anger. Someone sends you a message and it makes you upset. Like, yeah, dude, and that's why in GTG I try so hard to make it a programmatic approach to trading and investing. It should never be emotional. Of course, I experience emotions. Everybody does. Anybody telling you that they don't? Everyone experiences emotions. And if anything, I'm actually a very emotional person. Like outside of trading, by nature.
Me too. I have to hold back.
Same, dude. I'll get emotional on the couch watching some like cool show or something, right? I mean, someone does a heartwarming thing. I'm like, fuck, you know what? That hit me in the feels, you know.
Dogs, bro, animals kill me. Like if I watch an animal show, I can't even watch them get killed, bro. I'm like, nah, change it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So, like, I understand the emotional side. It's just do everything in your power to negate the emotions as much as you can, to gatekeep them as much as you can. And from there, then you're learning a skill, and then you're learning application, and then you're going to learn consistency and therefore compound your portfolio over time. That's the key. And that's the key that we teach you in G2G.
Amen, man. Amen. It's about being the captain of your ship and having control of your emotions as much as possible. If you can master your emotions, you will kill it in trading, I swear. Like I'm very much on that journey, as Greeny and I just said. I'm an emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So it does make trading challenging. It really does. But over time, you get better. And I'm definitely a product of that. And I'm the proof's in the pudding. Me compared to 21, man, completely different human, like very different. And that's where trading, I think, has benefits in your IRL life as well.
Yeah.
E.g., I'm a lot slower to react IRL now with people. Someone says something that offends me, I check myself. Hey, doggy. If you want to let him out. I was just going to say, I check myself now. I don't react as quickly to people, and I try to think about what their perspective might be and why they're saying it, rather than just think, oh, they've hurt me, they've attacked me. I rather step back, look at their point of view, like Peter Pan came in before, and try to digest and intellectually not break apart their argument, but just go in it with the right intentions, I should say. So controlling your emotions, super important. It's a lifelong journey for sure, but it's a good thing to be on the journey with. You control your emotions, your whole life gets better. So trading's actually given me a lot more than just money, way more. I'm a lot calmer.
It's skills, bro. Yeah, exactly. Lifelong skill. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm not even saying you need to join G2G for like years. Literally, you can jump in for a month or two, learn some skills, walk away with a lifelong skill of understanding what price does, right? Stella asked, what's the confluence for you both when you're doing TA? I've designed a 4-step framework for GTG members. So it's 10 years. It's very simple. It's how you can follow a very simple 4-step framework for any trade, any investment. I highly recommend you check out GTG and join us because it's in there, and it'll show you exactly how to think about a trade, how to plan a stop loss, how to think about invalidation, how to know where to identify take profits, how to deal with the emotional side of being in a trade. But confluence for me is it's multiple time frames. It's multiple indicators / strategies. So price is always the number one for me. Okay, you got to look at what price structure is doing. If you understand price structure, you understand 80% of what's potentially going to happen. All right. Now, probability. Okay, that's a big lesson too. Trading is about probability. You're never going to win 100% of the time. I know that I will lose. I accept that I will lose, and I will lose money. Okay, that's part of the journey of making money over time. But it's about trying to be probability more accurate over time. So I use stochastic, I use RSI, I use trading strategies, I use liquidity levels, I use sentiment understanding, I use narrative understanding, I use time-based analysis. I think that's a big one that a lot of people really don't understand, and that takes years to learn. Unfortunately, I can't just like teach that to you really simply. But I use a range of different confluence. I use sentiment on Twitter. I use the sentiment of an Eli DM. That's a great sentiment to find confluence. So, no disrespect to the big dog. I appreciate him.
Not at all. He's the man.
I love having conversation. Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm the same as Greeny. All those things Greeny listed, I'm probably those minus a couple. Greeny's got a few indicators up on me, but it's the same thing. It's higher time frames, it's sentiment, it's zooming out, it's going on to the monthly, seeing what the trend is. The trend's massive for me. You go on the monthly, man, it tells, like, you go on the monthly and it smacks you in the face. Get lower, lower. Like
we are going lower.
And I was a fiend in 21 for the 15-minute chart, bro. I was a fiend for it because the reason why I think looking back, I went to the 15-minute chart is pumps look more dramatic. And I liked the fact it agreed with me. The downside was I didn't zoom out. I didn't check fib levels. The fib retracement tool, guys, is just a tool that you should all be using. I was going to say, I promise you, I'm going to take that word back. It's like I've said before, it's like having a torch in the dark. You either can use a torch in the dark or you can use your eyes. If you've got a torch, why not use it? I don't know how better to say that, but put it on the monthly. The monthly's fantastic, even higher time frames than that. But get off the 15-minute, even get off the hourly, 4 hour and above for me. But the monthly and the weekly gives me the trend, where it's going, and then you can zoom in for fair value gaps and stuff like that if you want to look for like sharp entries and exits. But I'm a big weekly and monthly trader. That's why I did my swing trading on Bitcoin. I zoomed out, saw where the levels were, checked the fib. Bro, it behaved so nicely on fib levels, man. It actually was easy mode. I know people are listening to that going, you're full of shit, Craig. I'd give it a go. Give it a go. Use the fib retracement tool in high time frames, man, and you'll be surprised what clean Bitcoin moves.
How mathematical and psychological price.
Beautiful.
Actually.
I love maths, man. I'm a science degree, so is Greeny. I love maths because it doesn't lie. 1 + 1 = 2. Like the world's got this. I won't go into too much because I don't want to offend people. The world's got a lot of blurred lines at the moment. I love maths because it's precise and it always is the same. Yes, please. I like
until physics disproves that with time travel and manipulation.
True. Yeah, I'm like, that'll be sick. Let's go.
Yeah. Great show today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you are new here, make sure you drop a follow here on our personal channels. Make sure you drop a follow to Market Mates on Twitter. If you are watching on YouTube, drop a sub. It's literally free to do, and it supports us and helps us continue to drive this daily content towards you guys. As always, check out BTCC. So I know I dropped it in the chat earlier. They are our new partner here. Massive shout out to them. No KYC, no VPN. You can trade worldwide. So a lot of our US viewers can literally jump on that 10% deposit bonus, okay? And up to 30K rewards once you're in on that sign up as well. Highly recommend checking out. Cheaper fees as well to other platforms because they've been around since 2014. Highly recommend checking it out, guys. As always, we'll be back again for our last show tomorrow this week, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate Stella. We appreciate Brad. We appreciate Cappy. We appreciate everyone who tuned in as well. Peter Pan as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. We very much appreciate it. Geep all the way at the start of the chat. Thanks for tuning in as well, Legend. We appreciate you guys. And as always, yeah, comment your thoughts. We love it. Like if it's contrarian, that's a good thing. Okay. We openly encourage conversations on this channel, and we keep our analysis realistic so that you guys are prepared for what potentially could happen. Okay. To the upside or the downside. Okay. That's just how essentially price works. Craig, mate, have a lovely Thursday. And yeah, look forward to our show tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Greeny. Thanks, everyone. That's a banger show. I mean, heaps of good clips, man. That was fantastic. I enjoyed that. So thanks, everyone who pulled up and gave us your time. Shout out to everyone that Greeny said. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, Friday. And Did I have a giveaway tomorrow? Yeah, I'm giving away an ordinal. So pull up tomorrow. I'll reshare that link. Just comment in the post, giving that away tomorrow. Make sure you give Market Mates a follow. And yeah, enjoy your day, guys.